Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Jedi, Sith, everything in between. This is the new Force Order
For life.
Clone War review show called the Clone War Report. Today we get to touch base on episode 11 on season 7 of the Clone Wars. I am 1/3 of your hosts. I am the pro wrestler. I am the Greek god Papadon, aka GGP. And alongside with me, I have the honor of the freshly shaved Kung Fu Grip. Always witty and pretty medical droid. And the vindictive, malicious, pissed off Sith Lord. Introduce yourself, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the Dark Lord of the podcast, the Sithari, the Rampaging Reverend Kiss, the Butcher, your boy Spiro, aka Darth Spyridon.
Very subdued Spiro today. And I am smarter than 21B, more technical than FX7, the god of stealing thunder. And freshly cast as Professor X in the new X-Men movie, Dr. Destroyo, Alex Arroyo. I got my quarantine cut rocking.
Nice.
He's looking good. I'm not going to lie.
Looking more and more like Papadon every day.
In his wettest, wildest dreams. But, you know, if they're looking for a new Egghead in the Batman villain film, you know, to play Egghead, I think Doc's a shoo-in, dude. Definitely.
Played by Vincent Price in the
Hey.
series.
I know. Big shoes to fill. Anyway,
Big
ladies and
shoes.
yeah, like Ronald McDonald floppy shoes. The only redhead that killed more people than coronavirus is Ronald McDonald. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, here at the NFO, the New Force Order, we're going to touch base on something that is called the Clone Wars. And if you haven't followed this series of shows, we're reviewing episode by episode. Tonight we're touching on episode 11 in the final season 7 of the Clone Wars. I believe it was titled what? Shattered?
Shattered. Yeah.
Okay. Well, around the horn by one word like we always do. One word, Doc. One word. Please, let me hear your thoughts, boys.
I'm going to say satisfying.
Awesome.
I'm going to say amazing. This was episode 3 of the Siege of Mandalore. Just when you think it can't get any better, it does.
Just when you think you have all the questions, I change the answers.
There you go. Oh, famously said by Chrome Dome himself, the Mr. Clean stunt double, Dr. Destroyo, Alex Arroyo.
Man, this episode, it's like you got this like sense of constant dread, man, from start to finish, man. It's like, you know, your fucking heart sunk a little bit, I think, from the first second to the last.
Oh, absolutely. And as we were talking, you know, in the chat, it did feel like 15 minutes. It felt like it went by very quickly. But I think that's because we were emotionally vested in this episode because of the first 2 episodes. You know what I mean? And as far as, in my opinion, it was like a roller coaster, but in a good way, because you can't go from 100 and stay at 100 for the 4 episodes. They started hot. It came down a little, jumped right back up in episode 2. This episode came down a little, spiked up a little, and now we're ready to take off for the last episode. So I think they're building it very nicely. Doc, you want to be the person as always?
I got it. All right.
Set it off, I suggest y'all. Set it off, I suggest y'all. Set it off.
I can see Papadon right now. Papadon right now rocking in with the fucking Zubaz pants with
the Capizios and shit.
Z Cavarici.
Z Cavarici. I was going to say Z Cavarici.
And the Sergio Tacchinis.
Listen, nobody knows
gosh.
about that shit over here, okay?
Yeah, okay, in Brooklyn. Are you
Only
kidding me?
I'm saying out there in NFO land, those guys don't know about it. Only those guys in fucking Brooklyn and Queens, the Bronx, know about those Z Cavaricis.
That's right.
Anyway, so opens up with the ladies chatting, Ahsoka and Bo-Katan.
Wore Z Cavaricis because I was a fat kid, so I had a belly. So those high button jeans with the 3 buttons wouldn't work. Anyway, go on.
Too much fucking feta. Anyway, so they're removing all the prisoners that they have captured during the initial siege, and then Ahsoka goes and chats with Mace, Yoda, and Ki-Adi-Mundi over there about removing the Chancellor from his powers after they capture General Grievous, which was a conversation that they had in Episode 3, right?
Absolutely.
But without Ahsoka.
Yeah, she came. I guess she came in after the fact.
Yeah. I read something today that Ahsoka was in Episode 3 somewhere.
No,
really.
I read that somewhere, and I tried to look it up, and I could not find it. I'll send you guys.
She wasn't.
She was in the background somewhere or something. They said, I don't know. I wasn't buying it. I looked it up. I couldn't find it after that. Anyway, so they talk about Obi-Wan and Utapau. Now the question is, at that moment where they're going back and forth, and they're talking about Master Yoda calls her a Jedi, and she goes, "Oh, I'm not a Jedi anymore. I'm just a citizen." And
she
then Mace,
her exact words, because I've seen the episode 4 times, not yet, which makes you wonder, like, why not yet? But anyway, go on.
And then she had asked Mace a question about Utapau. I think it was about Utapau, and
no. Just to smarten you up there, Professor X. Maybe you need to put Cerebro on. They said something about Kenobi.
Yep.
Interacting with Grievous, and that the war might be coming to an end soon. And that's what Ahsoka said. And then Mace goes, "Say what one more time, motherfucker." No, Mace goes, "That all depends on the Chancellor." And she goes, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "I'm sorry, that's for Jedi Council business.
Yeah.
Not a citizen."
Yeah.
So that was pretty dope. Typical Mace window. So now the question is, did that little interaction she had with Mace prevent her from divulging the information that she got from Darth Maul about the Padawan?
I don't think so. I think if Skywalker was there, she would have told Skywalker what she heard, because she trusts him. She doesn't trust the council, so that's why she didn't. And she knows that Skywalker has always been beefing with the council because they don't see eye to eye. So, case in point, just like Adam and Eve with the apple, it's a woman's fault that Order 66 happened. Because she should have spilled the beans to Master Yoda, when Master Yoda, with his little blue eyes, the animated eyes, looking like all dope, and he's a little cute, little tiny thing, trying to give Baby Yoda a run for his money. It was like, is there anything else you need to tell me? Ahsoka.
Yeah, I was like, you know what, Mace, if you weren't such a prick, she might have spoken. And then her being a typical female, you know, she let her fucking emotions get the best of her. So,
no, never.
You know what? So Mace fucked up, but she should have been the bigger person and been like, yeah, listen, man, so what's going on is that your boy Annie's about to flip the fucking script. But anyways.
Annie about to flip the script?
Missa Flipper Annie.
So it seems Ahsoka's had 2 chances now to change the course of the episode 3. Here and the previous one, where she could have joined Maul, which, you know, they potentially would have been strong enough to fight off Sidious. But looks like Ahsoka's going to be harboring a significant amount of guilt about all this shit that's going to happen after next episode. Anyway, so they break the conversation. They come out. And then one of the cooler scenes happens during this part where the Mandalorians wheel out Darth Maul, all strapped up, Hannibal Lecter style. You see the little hole in the little Mandalorian. It's probably made out of Beskar, whatever that fucking cage is. You see his eyeballs in there. He's all like,
did you guys feel like
looking at everybody?
Did you guys feel like it was like a precursor to like Carbonite?
Yep, exactly. I thought initially it was Carbonite when I saw it. I'm like, did they have him blocked up? Because that would have been fucking cool too. But they had him strapped up in there. And then Ahsoka says to her, I thought you got rid of all of those. She goes, oh, well, we have to, we kept one for you force-wielding maniacs or some shit she told her, which was a great line.
Yeah, they use those in the wars, way back,
Definitely. During the Jedi Mandalorian Wars, which I would love to see.
Oh, man.
I would love to see pan out either on film or series or animation. Anything more Mandalore would be awesome, in my opinion.
Oh, that and more Jedi. I mean, you can see the two of them going against each other like for the legit fucking war. That'd be amazing. Again, money that's like Disney could just fucking print. Just get it done.
Can I just say something real quick?
Give it to Michael Bay.
No! Get out of your mind. Give it to Filoni and freaking Johnny Favs. Anyhow, look, someone brought this up, and I thought it was a great analogy and comparison. It's funny how the Jedi and the Mandalorians had a war, many years ago prior to the Clone Wars. Generations,
thousands,
imagined. Yeah. And they were the Jedi killers, right? And even they mentioned in the Mandalorian, that our ancestors had issues with some sorcerers called Jedi, right? How funny is it the ones that kill the Jedi are the clones who are clones of Mandalorians? You see how it comes full circle? It's like the circle of life. I've been watching too much Lion King with the little ones. The hell was that?
Swahili.
There
we go.
I was doing the circle at the beginning of the Circle of Life song. Sorry. Anyway, so they load up them all.
Circle jerk song.
They bring him in.
The Circle Jerk of Life.
They bring him on the ship. And as soon as they load him up, I'm like, all right, we have got to be in this section right now where we're executing Order 66 any fucking minute now. And I'm waiting for any twitch or any the fucking switch to get flicked and see these clones go bananas. But we don't see it right then and there. We got Rex and Ahsoka talking about being soldiers, going back and forth. They got good news, blah, blah, blah. And then suddenly you see Maul, and then you see Ahsoka kind of Maul, his eyes pop open, and then he's clearly sensing what's happening across the, the world, across the galaxy in Coruscant with Sidious and Anakin and Mace. And you
Real
also
quick,
see...
Before we go into that scene, Doc, sorry to cut you off. I just want to ask you guys something. I want to get your take on it. Before all that happened, how dope, in my opinion, I thought it was fantastic, but how dope was it? Maybe you guys didn't think so. That when they were bringing Maul on to the point where they go into light speed, and you see Rex and Ahsoka standing there like Sidious and Vader, right on the top of the bridge as they're going into light speed, right? And there's no dialogue. There's nothing but silence and dread music. How dope does it to build up the fucking gimmick, to make it so dramatic? And then they do the whole thing about, oh, you're my best friend. Yeah. And they salute each other. Did you guys think, honestly, because I wasn't trying to be a smart mark watching this. I was just sitting back in the cut, just enjoying it as a fan. When he goes, oh, we got a briefing, and she goes, you want to join? She goes, oh, it's just probably more good news. Did you guys think that was Order 66 being executed? Or did you guys think it was just another briefing for the war?
No.
I was waiting for it at some point, but we knew it was right around that timeline, so it was going to hit at some point.
All right, go on, Doc. No,
at any minute, the second they load him off, any minute I was waiting for it. I'm like, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes, here it goes, here it comes, and it it didn't pop when I thought it was going to pop, which is fine because it popped in a good spot.
I was expecting them to go talk to somebody there, and they were going to get news that Anakin flipped, Mace is dead, and I don't know, a couple of kids died, maybe.
Couple kids died.
Listen, all the blood of the younglings is on Ahsoka's and Mace's hands. So
that's a bold statement. That's a bold statement. Anyway, so Ahsoka sits there and she's staring out into the vastness of space, and she's And she's actually hearing the conversation from episode 3, where she hears,
fantastic,
which is fucking awesome. Which she hears, no, I'm too old.
Unlimited power.
Yeah, that part. She hears that part, which is fucking fantastic.
Gush.
Yeah, you blew.
Don't forget that. Don't forget that after shooting the lightning, and you hear. He busted.
So she senses the death of Mace Windu, and then she hears Anakin say, "What have I done?" Which apparently, as we saw in an article that was shared between us, that was redubbed by the voice actor for Anakin Skywalker in the Clone Wars, and they didn't use Hayden's original voice because they wanted to have that connection between Ahsoka and him, because they built
it sounded just like Hayden. I thought it was straight from the movie.
Yeah, no, I didn't notice it until you sent the article out, and then they talked about it, and I would have never noticed it. That was, I don't know who picked it up or who saw what. Maybe because Hayden wasn't credited in the episode. I don't know. Do they have to give him royalties for that if his voice is on there? I'm assuming they do.
Because I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, so you see her sensing all that, and she feels the disturbance. Maul obviously feels it as well inside of his little prison over there, as they're both, sensing the Force, the whole fuck up that's happening. And then we hear it. Execute Order 66. You see the fucking hologram, and then Rex turns around and is like, yes, understood. Whatever the hell he said.
He said he's the only one who said yes. Lord
Sidious.
Lord Sidious. In all the movies, in all the scenes in the movies, you hear, yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. No one's mentioned him by name, Sidious. He's the only one. Anyway, go on.
And it goes to show you how deep that Manchurian candidate was. And then suddenly you see Rex kind of flip around, and he's trying to. You see him see Ahsoka, and he's trying to fight. He's trying, as we all knew, was going to happen.
Shaking, dude. He dropped that helmet.
Yep.
He looked like Michael J. Fox.
He's trying to fight the order, the chip in his brain, and the signal, and his homeboy starts shooting her, and she's fighting fucking them from the front. She's fighting them from the back. So she's table dancing for everybody.
Oh, hold on, but before that though, you missed it. He had a tear in his eye, like Ric Flair in the '92
with a tear in my
the '92 series Survivor Series promo. But he was saying, "Find fives." And then that's when he pulls out his blasters, and it takes 2 shots, and she does that John Wick fucking flip on the table and starts coyote uglying everybody.
Yep. So she starts back and forth between the front and the back, of all the fire, knocking it out.
How dope was that scene though?
Oh, it was fucking fantastic. It was amazing. But he at the end of that, he shot. Did he shoot the clones at the end of that?
No.
To get her to escape? Okay, she jumped up and he hit them anyway. The clones are after she takes off. The clones are speaking to each other. They said, "Execute any Jedi you see and any clone not compliant with the order." And she did drop the line about him, fives, or whatever. And then we see the shock troopers, which actually make a cool appearance. They were in episode 3 as well. Those guys who are in the red and white armor. They're the ones who were with Maul. And the shock troopers let him out so they could execute him. And she, smartly so, heads over to him and dispatches of the shock troopers that were there. And then I thought we were going to get them all and Ahsoka team up. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it to be like, oh, let's, that bargain that we had previously before, let's hook it up together and then try to defeat Sidious. But no, again, Ahsoka drops the ball.
No, dude, I love that swerve.
Well, I do love the swerve, but she had a third chance to potentially join forces with somebody who's more powerful than her to fight the Emperor. And they didn't. But she goes, oh, I didn't set you out to team up with you, motherfucker. You're the bait. Which was fantastic. So I can get the fuck out of here.
I would have popped if she would have pulled the Arn Anderson line. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but toot. If Maul would have pulled that out saying, I told you. But anyhow.
That was hilarious.
And then he asked for a lightsaber. Can I have a fighting chance?
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm not rooting for you. I was like, you little sassy bitch.
I totally popped for that. That was great. I was like, is she gonna give a lightsaber? And then they really like played this out well because everything you think about happens like 2 seconds later, and it's you could tell they're fans. You could tell that they think the way we think, which is fantastic, because you see how it all kind of comes from there. So it was totally brilliant. You're my diversion, not a team up. I loved it. I'm not rooting for you. I got that written down too. So then she heads out and she activates the droids to try to help her out. They're all fucking chirping and beeping.
Do you remember the name of the droids, Mr. Droid Master?
One of them was Gigi, which is the name of my son, which is great. And the other one was R7. And the other one was, I don't know, 869?
No, CH33P. That's why he keeps going, cheap, 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 cheap.
He chirps.
And that's Dave Filoni. He's the one who voices that. Yo, your fans out.
It's pretty talented. Oh, that's nice. All right.
Spiro's gonna pull an Epstein right now.
Yeah, but
is that your computer fan or a fan in the house?
The computer.
Ah.
He's working on one of those big 70s Hal, Hal from fucking Space Odyssey. That's hilarious. Anyway, so the droids come out and they're kind of rolling around helping Ahsoka out. And they're trying to get data. They get the data on Fives, and she is running through all the shit like this, and then she realizes that the Caminos have made a report that Fives' chip is malfunctioning. It's not going to work. She learns about the chips, and then she tries to get into that specific
Eric Estrada chips.
Yeah, exactly. Fantastic show.
Estrada.
And she tries to get into the file, but it's encrypted, and apparently, because her boo gave her his password, she uses his password to de-encrypt the file, and she sees Rex.
You know why it's 8108? The password?
I don't know. It should be
Hayden Christensen's born in 81, and 08's the first year of the Clone Wars cartoon show.
Oh, wow, look at this guy over here. He's got the whole fucking thing set up. So
Stockton to Malone. Anyway, go on.
So she figures out why Fives is important and what's up with the chips, because Rex made a report that his chip is malfunctioning, but he doesn't want to tell the brass, because I don't think he wants to get Fives excommunicated or deconditioned. And then we see the droids firing, the soldiers firing upon the walls inside the ship, and then walking them down in that hallway scene that was very reminiscent of Rogue One, minus the lightsaber, is our boy Darth Maul.
Well, hold on. Before that even happens. Oh, wait. Was that right then and there?
Yep.
Or did they capture Rex first?
All
right, go on. Doesn't matter.
No, that was after.
All right.
So Maul comes down.
I guarantee you, I will bet my bottom dollar this was Spiro's favorite scene in all the episode. Spiro? Am I wrong or am I right?
No, man. Yeah, man. You were right. I'm muting, so I don't have my fan interfering.
Well, listen, Spiro. All dark Sith lords need their fans, okay?
And then
you're over, brother, in Exegol.
I don't have any though.
I think that's our only fan, actually.
Yeah, exactly. My only one.
Yeah, that's Chuchi Figueroa. Anyway, so Maul starts walking them down. He's coming through the thing. He's pulling off the walls that are like, so synonymous with Star Wars. Those back Death Star walls that we've seen a million times that you want to get in your bar over there, Pop. Those up and down lines that we see. And he starts using them as weapons with the Force. And he starts peeling them off and smashing into them with it. We get some very interesting camera work to kind of make it not as violent for the for the children, because Wu-Tang is for the children. But good enough for us. We see this close-up shot of the feet with Maul in the corner of the shot, and he pulls the wall off, and then he throws it horizontally, and then slams it through the fucking two heads of the clones. You see their heads pop off and roll back. You just see them kind of drop and roll off a screen for a split second, which is not very Disney-esque, but I appreciate the fact that they put that in there. And then you see him kind of collapse through them together. Yeah, sure.
Sorry, can we talk about that real quick? The first thing I want to say, it's like if fucking they were trying to one up the hallway scene with Vader. I'm
One
pretty
up.
sure you guys got that.
Dude, they totally
fucking,
one upped it.
Yeah, they fucking two it up. But a lot of articles that I read were talking about how this was too dark for Star Wars, and I'm thinking like,
Hell no.
yo, when did you motherfuckers start paying attention to fucking Star Wars? I mean, where have you guys been, the reporters, reporting on Star Wars? Isn't there some kind of a prerequisite where you gotta know something about Star Wars and shit?
You have to watch Star Wars before you talk about it?
Yeah. I mean, Luke getting his fucking hand chopped off, as well as a million other people getting their hands chopped off. Jango Fett's head coming off.
Dooku's head coming off.
Exactly.
Or even the shock troopers during Clone 66, where Yoda does the thing on Kashyyyk and chops their head off. Or when they go to the temple with him and Obi-Wan, they're fighting the clones, and he sticks he throws the freaking lightsaber into the guy's chest, and he jumps on the chest to pull it back out. I mean, yeah, dude.
It's a badass weapon.
Yeah.
It's called war.
Do me a favor, okay? Spiro, I want you to take what you just said, right? And I want you to bottle up for Tuesday, because we're going to bring a little rational rage onto the show on Tuesday about something that I've been wanting to talk about for a long time that happened to me about 2 years ago. Just remind me. No, I didn't get married. No. Just remind me, and we will talk about. We will bring a little rational rage to the NFL podcast on Tuesday. Anyway,
we're gonna try to.
Moving on. So Maul is just wrecking these fucking dudes, smashes them together, flipping them out, and then they're trying to escape and run out. And as one of them is running through the hallway, Maul just grabs him with the Force and starts yanking him through as the door is slowly closing on him, and then clips off his fucking arm. Just drops to the floor as he's there. So we got multiple limbs, multiple heads getting decapitated the whole time, which is fucking awesome.
Hey, listen. We always say this, right? Star Wars is like poetry. It rhymes. It's cyclical. That scene is how do they, like when they say it in wrestling, shades of so and so, right? That was shades of Rogue One. The door closing on the guy's arm were shades of the first 5 minutes of The Mandalorian, where the guy gets cut up, and for the first time we ever see a guy get cut up with the doors closing in. So it happens. It's Star Wars. Everything repeats itself. It's history repeating itself, just like in real life. Anyway, go on.
Anyway, so moving on. Then we switch to the scene where the droids bring a message to Rex. They trap Rex in the middle of the corridor by closing all the doors around them, and the clones can't get through apparently because they don't have their fucking ID badges or some shit.
Can I ask you guys a question? Was it me, or was like Rex like the slowest runner? Like the fat kid on the little ET.
He's got a lot of shit on him. You know, he's got that pauldron. He's got that little skirt. He's got that skirt he's wearing.
I hate that skirt, by the way. But anyway,
he tripped over the skirt as he was coming through.
The mud flaps.
It's a kilt.
Killed the mud flaps.
The mud flaps. What's he? That's a fucking 50-year-old mother of four. Anyway.
He's an 18-wheeler with a drunk driver driving. Ain't no surviving. Rough like Timberland. Where? Yeah. Sorry.
So the droids bring a message to Rex about Ahsoka, and then he's questioning them where they are, and sure enough, where is she? The distraction right behind. He turns around, he gets shocked, and then they start dragging him to the medical bay. They try to
he got shocked
to decondition him.
Yeah, he got deconditioned, all right.
Yeah, exactly. He got a little poppers, and anyway. And then who do we see that pops up in the episode? My favorite part of the whole episode, to help him out, to try to figure out the scan, what's going on? My boy FX7, one of the medical droids, baby, the surgical droid, actually, in fact, if you will. He comes out of nowhere. They didn't pull the arms out though, which I was disappointed. I wanted the arms to be all out and fucking getting crazy. And they're scanning him and they're trying to figure it out. And R7 is plugged in and they're trying to figure out what this chip is. Blah, 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 blah. Finally, they find it. And then R7, I don't know, does brain surgery, I guess, to decommission the chip in his head.
Wait a
And
minute,
then
I thought that when they put it in that CAT scan machine, that's when the thing.
I don't know what they were fucking doing. They have a CAT scan machine to decondition chips. That's a little.
I don't know.
That's a little bit of stretch.
Well, it looks like they put him into the gimmick, and then he came out, and that's anyway. But before that, there was another nod
yes.
to Rogue One.
I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. They both repeat it to each other right before he goes in. He's trying to fight it as best as he can. And as they're sliding him in, I am one with the Force is with me. I am one with the Force is with me. Which is interesting because we've never heard that uttered, anywhere except by Chert Imwe in Rogue One. It's never been a part of the Star Wars lexicon prior to that. Yet Ahsoka and Rex know about that. Which do you feel it was shoehorned?
No, because technically that was in the original script of Star Wars. When they say when the Force be with you, Lucas originally had it. May the Force of others be with you, and they would respond and with you or whatever the case may be. Like it's in church, you know. But
the peace of the Lord be with you.
Yeah.
And also with you.
The Force of fucking priests.
Hey, listen, there ain't no freaking altar boys here, so don't worry about it. One thing that I saw in a review video. So when they scanned in the brain, they couldn't find anything, and they did the little prayer or the little Rogue One nod, and then the thing pops up in Arabic where it pops up. The word anomaly pops up. So it looks like the thing wasn't an anomaly, like it was hitting in his head. That's why they couldn't find it at first. And because she decided to chant that mantra with the Force, and he started chanting along with her and saying the saying and started bonding with the Force, they were able to, I guess, pop it out. Is an anomaly in his brain? Reject it? I don't know. You know what I mean?
That sounds a little fucking bit of a stretch, but whatever. It's fine.
I don't know. I'm just saying, why wouldn't it be shown at first?
I know, but it's still weird. Anyway.
Because I'm just saying, because if they're thinking that, hey, we got to follow the orders because that's the way it got to be, then the chip itself in its head is not an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? But if he starts to play with, I don't know. I was trying to make sense of it. Anyhow, go on.
It doesn't make sense in Star Wars. So that chip was sitting in his frontal lobe. The frontal lobe is an important part. It controls your personality and it controls your gregariousness and your ability to have no filter in the world and say whatever the fuck you want. Like I have no frontal lobe, so
they should put it in his medulla oblongata.
Medulla oblongata. You know what they say, Mama? So they pull the chip out. All of a sudden, the doors open. The clones show up, and who comes for the run-in? Rex from the back. Pew 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 pew. Shoots them out, and then the episode ends.
He tells the whole army. You know what I pop for? When she goes to Maul, the clones turned on us, and he starts laughing, and he goes, "Brilliant."
Yes. Oh, that was
brilliant.
Fantastic. Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, buddy. You told her. You tried to smarten her up.
It's like, what a masterful plan.
Yeah.
That was pretty fucking dope.
Great.
So it was a great episode. I love the nods to this is what we wanted to see. You know, we talked about this last week. We talked about seeing the whole Order 66 happen and Ahsoka fighting the clones and her relationship with Rex and how that changed what happened to his chip. We talked about Darth Maul potentially escaping and all that. Listen.
Yeah, but I was way off with the interrogation.
Well, I figured it wasn't going to happen. He's too fucking busy, Anakin. But it was pretty.
Ain't got time for that. Ain't
nobody got time for that. It was pretty dope. This episode was really, really great and really pulled together all the loose strands that we were waiting for, for the season to do.
So where do we go from here, boys?
We go home, baby.
How? Spiro, you're a director. How would you book it?
More death, man. This is it, man. This is the fucking curtain call. I mean, it's only gonna get worse. I mean, we all know how fucking episode 3 turned out. So, it's only gonna get worse. But the main thing we want to see, of course, is we want to know what happened to Ahsoka. Where did she go? Where does she end up going? I mean,
yeah. So
it's going to be grim.
We're going to have to see them defeat the clones that are on the ship right then and there. Her and Rex. we have to see where Rex and she will go after that, and then we have to see how Maul gets off of that to land on Moribund, Koribund, Cinnabon, whatever the fuck he goes to.
Yeah, Cinnabon.
And then
well, no, hold on a second. If the timeline serves me correct, Maul is not on Moribund. He has to be still in charge of the crime syndicate, because at the end of Solo, he's still in charge of Crimson Dawn and Black Sun. So whatever happens to him that he ends up on Moribund for Rebels has to happen between way after this scenario.
I think he ends up on Malachor, no?
Yeah, Malachor, right? Not Moribund, whatever. It starts with an M.
First,
whatever.
Yeah.
So and
I'm saying Malachor first. Moribund is like, down the fucking road,
So yeah, you're right. But there are too many M's, man. Too many planets or M's, like M&M's.
Mustafar.
But anyhow,
Mercury.
Right before they went to go find Ahsoka, and then Rex tells the troopers to go execute Maul, he says, destroy all the escape pods. So there's no escape pods for them to get off. And
if they got to do that, so.
But the next episode's called The Return. The Return of what? The Return of where?
The Return?
Is it are they landing back on Coruscant?
The tax return.
You know what I'm saying? Like Doc said, do they have to kill all the clones on there, the three of them? Because you got Maul, you got Rex, and you got Ahsoka fighting for their lives in a ship full of clones.
That'd be a dope team up if they did that, actually.
So I'm guessing that they probably don't have any escape pods. They're gonna have to fight through the whole gauntlet, and I'm gonna guess that they crash land on Malachor. That's how Maul ends up there, and then from there, Ahsoka and Rex part ways and shit. That's my guess.
There's no way Ahsoka and Rex are gonna part ways, right? I mean,
I don't know, man.
If they go, listen, if she's probably thinking, listen, man, if you stay with me, you're putting your life in risk, because they're gonna be coming after me. I mean, she claims she's not a fucking Jedi, but
the clones are loyal. That's another thing. But she's not a Jedi. So why did he turn on her?
She's not.
Technically,
I guess it's maybe it's a DNA thing. Maybe it's because to them she
knows how to use the Force.
Yeah, you're probably right, because she is Force sensitive. You might be right.
Yeah.
Well, not just Force sensitive. She's a trained Force user.
Yeah.
And they were also going after Maul too. So
yeah.
Who's not a Jedi?
Exactly.
Very true. I guess anything that was a threat to Palpatine's plan, can constitute this. I love the episode. I love these 3 episodes so much. I think it's some of the best Star Wars storytelling we've ever seen, dude. Absolutely. And cinematically, even though it's animation, it's amazing. Just that scene alone of when they're bringing Hannibal Lecter Maul to the ship, and before they have the discussion about saying how they're best friends, that quiet period is so fucking majestic, so epic, to the point where it gives the episode, in my opinion, so much volume. It just brings it to its own element. It just awesome. And then just to me, that Maul, that hallway scene with Maul, maybe because I'm a big Maul mark, was so much better than the Vader scene.
So fucking badass.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. Now, where's his saber? Did he drop it?
Yeah, he dropped it. He lost it. Remember? He dropped it during the
So no one picked it up?
The scaffolding.
Gotcha. No one picked it up. Huh?
Maz Kanata has it.
There we go. Han Solo. Where's my boyfriend? I love that Wookiee.
Anyway, I'm really excited for the last episode. I mean, what I'm excited the most about is to watch these 4 episodes in succession.
Oh, I've done that. I've done all 3 episodes in succession. I watched them back to back to back. It's awesome. I hope they release them without any cuts, like just one giant movie.
I was about to say, man, I want to try to find a way to screen capture them off the fucking computer and splice them all into one long film. I've actually tried to get screenshots, But Disney did something that if you try to do that, the fucking screen is all black.
Yep. And you can't record. You can't record the screen either.
Can, right? Nope.
So
I try to use a fucking. I try to use a converter. Still, anyway, you know what, man? Give it time. Some dude, some fucking Chinese kid somewhere will figure it out and shit. You know. Then we'll do that. You know.
With the coronavirus.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, do you think chances from a scale of 1 to 10? Let's have a little fun and try to play Booker here. Scale of 1 to 10. Do you think she's gonna bump into Anakin at all next episode?
0.
Do you think she's gonna bump into Yoda or Obi-Wan?
0.
I don't think so.
Do you think they're gonna be on Coruscant at all?
No. I think she's gonna get a message from one of the Jedis.
That we see that Obi-Wan message?
Either Obi-Wan, or Yoda, or someone's going to contact her. But it's probably going to be the Obi-Wan message because he sent it out to all the remaining Jedi that we're on the run now. So I think we're going to see that. We're obviously going to see whatever resolution between her and Maul that's going to happen, how they part ways, or where they're going to go. But the question is where they're going to wind up after this. Is there going to be like a whole big problem in the ship where they fight the other clones? The ship gets disabled. They have to crash land somewhere, like you said. Is it going to be on fucking Malachor, Morabond, Mercury?
Well, listen,
Mufasa.
Let's look at it like this. Let's use some logic, and the Greeks invented logic. As well as hamburger deluxes, but I digress. They're already in light speed, on their way to Coruscant when this is all going down. It didn't happen in space. It happened during light speed travel in hyperspace. So when they come out of light speed, they got to be by Coruscant. Right?
Yep.
So if they do land in Coruscant or they do crash on Coruscant, I don't think they'll crash because they already had a crash on Coruscant with the Emperor, right? The beginning of episode 3 with Obi-Wan when they crash half the ship and another fine landing. You know what I'm saying? I'm intrigued, dude. I'm totally intrigued, and it happens Monday, Spiro, not next Friday, on the 4th.
Monday, right?
I was telling Doc on the 4th we got to do 2 shows. We got to do the final Clone War report, and we got to do our new Mandomania on the first episode of the docu-series that's gonna have the what do you call it? The behind the scenes on the Mandalorian.
Yep, we'll be busy.
And Tuesdays are the regular NFO show. So you heard it here, folks. You're gonna have so much NFO. It's gonna be coming out your ears next week that you guys are gonna be happy. You know what I mean? We're gonna have Chuchi Figueroa gushing all over the place. Goose. You know what I'm saying?
Better be happy. Hey man, has it ever been revealed in any novel or something? Because
clever editing.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's always the fucking answer. But Ahsoka doesn't learn until Rebels that Anakin is Vader. But does she find out about the younglings prior to that?
Oh, I don't know.
Because it would be cool if they fucking have them crash landing on Coruscant, and she walks in on the bodies and shit laying around, and she finds the fucking like footage and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh fuck, you know.
Well, if she finds the footage of him killing younglings, that kind of be hard to ignore. Unless didn't they erase the footage of all that? Didn't Obi-Wan and Anakin? Obi-Wan and Yoda's when he goes, I have to find out if it's true, and he sees it, and Yoda's like, if you watch it, it's gonna, you're not gonna be able to believe it. And then he goes, I can't kill Anakin, he's my brother. Let me fight Palpatine. He's like, you're not strong enough to fight Palpatine, and that's where he ends up going to Mustafar, right? I don't know if they erased the tapes or
it's with the Epstein tapes.
Probably the cameras weren't working that day.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
I don't know, man. I'm intrigued. I got to see how they're gonna make this work. Look. In Filoni, I trust wholeheartedly. This guy has made something happen, adjacent to what went down in George Lucas's mind in episode 3, where it fits like a glove and it makes perfect sense. He was able to reverse engineer something so prophetically so awesomely to the point where now there's no question. People can't say, hey, you know what? This just didn't make sense. There's too many loopholes. There's no plot holes. No plot holes whatsoever. It fits like a glove, like a puzzle. So I am just intrigued to see where they're gonna go, how it's gonna end, and where everything's gonna leave off. Is it gonna leave off to another Ahsoka series? Is it gonna, you know what I mean, her live action series? Is there gonna be a Maul series explaining where he is? Who knows, right? We have no idea what's gonna happen, and that's the fun of Star Wars, in my opinion. Us speculating responsibly, you know.
I mean, maybe we've got options, man.
Of course. Well, let them know where you can find you guys at.
You can find me at Dr. Dr_Destroyo, DESTRROYO, Instagram, Alex Arroyo, MD on Twitter, Alex Arroyo on Facebook.
You can find me on Instagram, Spiro_A, Darth_Spyridon, Handsome Reaper on YouTube, Rational Rage on Facebook, as well as Handsome Reaper Productions on Facebook as well.
You can find me at Greek God Papadon on Twitter, Greek God Papadon on Instagram, Demetrius Papadon on Facebook, Pro Wrestling Tees / Greek God Papadon for all your pro wrestling t-shirt, Greek God Papadon t-shirt needs. Greek God Papadon's the YouTube channel. And real quick, Doc, before we sign off with the NFO, let them know about the contest.
All right, guys. May 4th, we are picking a winner. It's only fitting. Zori Bliss action figure contest. Find the image on the NFO Instagram or Twitter. Screenshot it. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on whatever platform you'd like other than that. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Repost the image, tag 2 of your friends, and use the hashtag NFO giveaway. And you will be entered to win a Zori Bliss action figure. Free of charge. Sent to you.
Yo, guys, real quick. I was going to save this for Tuesday, but since you brought this up, it relates to this, and it's, of course, from our homeboy 88. Our homeboy 88. And my Wi-Fi sucks, but it's coming up. All right, here we go. So, where the fuck is it? All right, this one's a message for you, Doc. Doc, just give me the fucking figure. That's it.
Okay, homeboy 88, we'll just give you the figure because you said so. So candidly, so politely, so grammatically correct. You'll get the figure.
I'm currently shipping it in a bag of oranges your way to Highway 99, East LA.
He's got he also sent another one, but I'm gonna save it for Tuesday.
All right, cool. We'll give the viewers, all 3 of them, something to look forward to. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can find us at NFO_podcast on Twitter. I'm giving you guys the links for the Zori Bliss contest right now. On Instagram, it's New Force Order. On Facebook, it's official New Force Order. The website is newforceorder.com. You feel the pattern starting to form? And our email is newforceorder@yahoo.com. Listen, we're coming to you this week, or next week, excuse me, because it's Saturday right now. We're coming to you next week with 3 shows. We're gonna hit you with the final Clone Wars report on Monday. We're gonna record it and film it. We're also gonna do Amanda Mania. We're going back to the roots with Mandomania with this docuseries that's gonna happen. And on Tuesday, we're coming to you with the NFO show. So make sure all you people out there follow us on all our social media links, on our YouTube page, New Force Order. Email us about the Who's More Over segment coming up. It's between Coruscant and Cloud City. You guys can just give us your reasoning why you pick one over the other. Email us regarding anything Star Wars related. Let's have some fun. Let's interact, because that's what it's all about. Having fun, talking about a galaxy far, far away. Because that's what we do here at the New Force Order.
For life.
And that's just too sweet.
Henceforth, no figure for the 88th homeboy. Whee!